Hi guys, my name is Isaac G, also known as IJ Savage. The actual aim of this whole filming is to talk about how fitness links with mental health and other aspects that we can be able to manage stress without using medications and stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing this today with my colleagues, and you can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is MC Chika, MC Chika Dini, and Isaac is a friend of mine. We do we're in fitness industry together, so that's me.
Here we have Suri.
Hi, I'm Siren.
What do you do?
I'm my first year of training doctor.
I'm Michael Mambiro. I'm a psychiatric nurse at St. James's Lodge in Portsmouth.
Hi, I'm Noni. I'm a doctor and I also hold a master's in sports and exercise medicine as well.
I'm Amanda. I'm a psychiatric nurse in Portsmouth.
Thank you. Thanks to every one of you for telling me about this. So the question I would like to ask here is,
Who are you?
sorry,
Who are you?
who am I? I've done my introduction already.
Oh, who was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear.
So the question I want to ask is like, why do people do not come forward to talk about their mental states? Because it's kind of obviously, this new day and age, a lot of young people nobody likes to consider themselves as someone that has mental illness. Because if I should say come up to you and say, you've got mental issues, you won't like to take it lightly. So the question I want to understand, why is it people don't come forward, or why is it they don't think they have mental issues?
My perception is the stigma around mental health. People are not always forthcoming with whatever distress that they're having, and that makes it quite difficult to have that open dialogue around mental illness. But with more awareness now, people talking about it, the statistics, 1 in 4 people have a mental illness. People are starting to talk about those things. And
So saying that, is that just within UK or is it worldwide?
the statistics I'm quoting is based on UK studies.
Okay. I mean, so, but saying that, I'm trying to understand what is considered as mental problem, because I might be going around flipping the tables around. For me, that's okay. But to you, you see that's a problem. So I want to understand, where is the actual fine line to call someone or to consider someone as someone that has mental illness?
There's no such thing as normal, but what your character is normally,
Yeah.
when you're out of that normal character for yourself, then you could say that maybe you're not well at that time, or you're struggling with something.
So is that kind of like, is that related to like someone not being able to manage their stress?
Yeah, or if it starts to interfere with your normal daily activities, if it starts interfering with your if it's your behaviors, like turning tables, like is it interfering in your everyday day-to-day life?
It's a bit unclear for me because
But I think it is unclear. I don't think there's a clear.
because why I say that is because it's like me as an individual, if I'm unable to manage my stress, I'll probably have a funny way of dealing with it because I'm stressed. And now you consider me as someone that is unwell, but to me, I'm well. So that's what I
Then
thought.
maybe you're lacking insight.
Illness, be it mental or physical, is something that can lead to death. So it's something so bad. So basically, if it's depression, be it schizophrenia, you're gonna start caring about yourself, not feeding yourself. That can lead to death. For me, that's what an illness is. So maybe that's how you can define a mental health illness. It doesn't stop at issue if it doesn't actually risk you from kind of harming yourself, as in that kind of perspective. I think that's, for me, is an illness.
Well,
So to follow on her point, we should look at mental health like any other disease.
Right.
Yeah, like any other illness. And I think maybe the problem with trying to define it is where it's an illness, right? It's like, a migraine, it's like diabetes, it's an illness. And we shouldn't separate it.
but here's the thing. I understand when it comes to mental health, some people were born with it, and why some people is kind of behaving. If someone is got mental health issues based on genetics, that I could kind of understand. But if it's based on behavior, that's where I try to understand it more.
Okay, we use one piece of legislation that is very pivotal to mental health, the Mental Health Act. We look at two criteria: the nature of the illness and the degree of the illness.
Right.
So, by the virtue of nature, you're flipping tables. Is that to a degree that's causing harm to others or yourself? Once we start filling those two criteria, then we have to investigate whether that's illness or whether we can substitute that for behavior. That's why we use a section 2, which is for assessment, trying to figure out those questions, trying to seek clarity on those situations. And if it's due to a mental illness, then we can start going into further treatment.
So, but then it's like you assess that based on what you think or what you can see. But then, me as an individual, you don't know what's actually going inside me, because I'm gonna sit here thinking through just at the moment. Okay, now let me put it out this way. Cultural explanation aspect of it. All right. Mostly from Africa tend not to see themselves as people that have mental issues. So why is it that like people from that area are always like in denial?
That's down to education, awareness. 10 years ago, HIV was not considered a condition in some African states. It was seen as witchcraft, it was seen as voodoo, anything else but AIDS. Mental health is probably still at that stage where people are not really acknowledging it as a condition. And it's that awareness that we need to take into all these developing countries to make sure that we can actually say, you know what, it's not your fault that you're going through what you're going through, and seek help for it.
Because I think a lot of the time with a mental illness, it's in some communities, it's seen as a weakness if you can't cope, because life is tough. And if you're not coping, then you must be weak.
So what? Okay, if someone lacks their ability to cope with life, because like I always say, I think it's easier to die but what's hard is to live. So if someone is struggling to survive, so what other areas could you, like you as a doctor and you as a nurse and you and the doctor using fitness, so what areas do you think that is possible to use to help these people without using medication?
To manage it, you may have to also use medication with it if it's to the degree that it needs medication. But for things like type 2 diabetes, you can use exercise, healthy diet, change your way of living, change your lifestyle to manage it. And I think with mental illness it's the same. You can use exercise, healthy eating, try to manage your stress, just look at your lifestyle and try to manage that, to try to manage your illness. It may be in combination with a medication, it may not be. It may be with therapies as well. But I think that has a part to play, but medication does have a part to play too.
I mean, you do train people every now, like you do train people from different backgrounds, and so the people you train them. So how does it help them mentally? Like, are they training because they have? Is it just because they're trying to get like a good body physique, or is it because they want kind of like trying to improve their their mental state and that?
Right. So personally, when it comes to mental health problem, right, I look at it as every other problems we have every day. Problem is constant. It might be your bills, it might be your kid. You have to take care of your kid. she was telling me, she was just sharing about some stress she was having today. So, so when they come in, fitness is like a way to offload through the training. So that the training kind of causes them, it's like a form of a distraction, a momentary distraction from whatever problems you're having. And the training just helps them to just offload and they feel relaxed. And
So, but then, is that a long-term, thing, or is it like a short-term?
it's just like the medication. The medication is obviously when you take your medication, it's momentary. It just kind of helps you at the moment. So you have to take it again. It's a prescription, right?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to focus on is like what is actually going to help people for a long time, because there's no point going around the circle.
So, for example, with exercise, when you do exercise, you do produce hormones, things that make you feel good. So you do find some people who get addicted to exercise because they get addicted to that feeling, because you do produce hormones, So, as a positive thing, exercise can be good for people who are with mental health, because it does produce the happy hormones, that will make you feel better about, it boosts you up. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing. But it is like meditation, because we are starting to see exercise.
It's different. So, if it's someone that's unable to exercise, what other methods that is going to work for them without not being anything that's going to be more weight to that?
I mean, the recommendations are that everybody should exercise 150 minutes a week. So that's 2.5 hours a week. Yeah?
Is that
exercise? Those are the national guidelines.
Okay.
And it's the intensity is low to moderate intensity. And the best exercise that's been recommended is walking. Everybody can walk. Right? So that will make changes to your physical health, to your mental health as well. It's not much is needed.
I think it's important because, if you start recommending exercise and diet to, because my experience from like physical health, diabetes or arthritis, they'll kind of panic and kind of get scared when someone tells you to exercise and they say, I've got pain in my knees, or, if you see mental health patient, they'll be like, I can't even get outside my house, how am I going to exercise, that kind of stuff. So I think it's important not to burden them. So, it's just like medication. People don't want some medication to start, but I think you kind of need to agree on it. And, just like medication, I think it's individual. So there are, with the one group medication, there's all sorts of different drugs that you can give for each patient. We try and then we stop, we switch, all that stuff. There's a trial and error. And I think, that could be followed on with. We give you the best one we think it is, but then because you're different to person A, you might react differently, you might have different side effects, you might not like the side effect as much as the other person. So we take into account what patients think when they say, I can't deal with it because I get a bit sick, I don't want it. And then we don't have to change it because, sometimes a little bit of side effect, if we go over that, you'll get better. But then because we take into what patients say, we're like, let's try something else if you don't like it. So that's how you kind of try, rather than just give random one and then move on.
But with exercise as well, it has to be you. Okay? There's no, you work in a gym and stuff like that, you work in exercise.
Yeah.
For a person to stay on a program, they have to do something they enjoy. Yeah? So I don't think you can say that you can just blanket it. Some people might enjoy swimming, running, it has to be something that you enjoy in order for you to keep doing it, because it's a lifestyle choice. It's not a temporary fix, it's a lifestyle choice. So we can't blanket, I can't say everybody needs to do X, Y, Z.
Right.
It comes from the individual and they will enjoy it because you need them to do that for a lifetime.
So, but going back to cultural view of this, based on my local, just tiny observation, I kind of realize that a lot of young people come, deal with their stress, because in my understanding, I personally think that what mental health is not being able to manage your stress, because it has for your mental health to deteriorate, it has to start from somewhere. So I might be right, So I'm trying to clarify that. So why is it that a lot of young people tend to have, some of them tend to have struggle with managing their stress, and why you have some other people from different culture, they're able to manage their stress, but then they are about the same age. I'm trying to work that bit out.
Sorry. I think you pointed out already when you said cultural difference. Because the way we were brought up, something that is normal, like she said, is normal to you. Like if you have a problem, you see this family having this type of problem, so it's normal. It's normal for us that back there in Nigeria. There's some problems we have, it's just normal. But here, most of the problems here, they're educated about it, and someone has already told them that this is what it is. This is a mental stress. But most of us, we are unaware of what we're going through. We just think it's normal. So you just find a way to deal with it, because if you don't deal with it, you say, oh, that person, Mr. A, had the same problem and he's able to come back from it. So why can't you come back from it? So that's culturally different. But here, it's not around here. It's not in their, it's not their thing to deal with it. They have to get medication. They have to get help from somewhere. But where we come from, you have to deal with your problem yourself. So I think that's why.
I think it's a bit more. There's a bit more to it than that. It's a bit more complex. I'm in a relationship with someone from Africa. He's from Namibia.
Yeah.
So I see his way of life and my way of life. I was born here, I was brought up here. I think it's a combination of upbringing. I find that people from many different African countries, they have a huge network of support, family, friends. They really have a lot of people. They often are quite connected to their faith, so they're quite involved with their faith, their church. They have a lot of people around them, and I think that plays a big part. I think that being brought up in this country, our families are not the same, our support works are not the same, our outlooks are not the same. We are very much a society of going to the doctor and getting a diagnosis, and I think that in African culture, particularly from what I've seen, there is a different way from birth of looking at problems. But I think a big part of it is your support network. That everybody is always around everyone. So that it's a completely different culture.
Stuff that are out there that would be beneficial for individuals to help them get better. So
I think to be there for each other, recognise when someone's not their usual self, but stay there with them, because it's quite easy to walk away when someone's being very irritable, when someone's very depressed, and when someone's acting out of character. But talk to them, maybe say, talk to them and explain what you're seeing, maybe that you're concerned. I think that having people around you is the most important thing.
And I know there's a lot of stigma, as we know about mental health. But lately, I've noticed that it's just a word out there. It's people mental health. I think it's dope to. It's actually cool to talk to people about it. People in the NBA right now, the superstars in the NBA. There's a guy who's called one of my favorites, called DeMar DeRozan. He plays for the Spurs now. And also Kevin Love, these guys, they came out and they're like superstars. They were dying in silence, and they spoke up about it. And people that follow them, that follow them, because I found out that that's really cool that to speak out about their mental health. So I think anyone that feels stigmatized, that they're going to call you crazy, you're telling people that you're ill. I think it's